Namaste to all children of class 10. When you study chapter 15, you will find out one small portion called how our activities affect environment. In this particular question, we are going to answer one important aspect of atmosphere and how ozone, which is present in our atmosphere, is affected. Today I will tell this like a story because not much of mathematics or chemical equations are involved in that, so it's almost like a story. So we shall try to know what do we mean by depletion of ozone and how ozone is formed in the atmosphere and how ozone is destroyed by certain chemicals produced by human beings, and these things we will study that as a story. Come, let's go and study that. To begin the story, let us try to know the importance of the diagram which I have taken from Creative Commons for us to understand that. If you look at it, you find Earth is there, that is the blue color. Above the Earth, there is the atmosphere. Atmosphere is the air, what we breathe and what weather changes will happen, where we have oxygen, where we have carbon dioxide. All these things are present in the atmosphere. Atmosphere has many layers. Most important layers we have to understand would be, one is called troposphere. That's about 25 to 30 kilometers above the Earth's surface, and the outermost layer of the troposphere has what is called ozone layer. And then comes the second one called stratosphere, and then mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. That means atmosphere has layers and layers of different types. But what is important for us is the troposphere, where we have gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen and other gases, and also there will be weather changes in the troposphere. Above the troposphere, we have stratosphere and mesosphere. They are not very important for us. And also there is one more important layer just above the troposphere, just beneath the stratosphere, a layer called ozone layer. That is an important thing that we have to study here. What is ozone? Ozone is a gas formed by 3 atoms of oxygen, and the chemical symbol for it is O3. Ozone is not a very good gas for human beings. It is poisonous. But ozone has one important function to perform. Ozone acts like an umbrella, or it acts like a shield. It covers almost like an umbrella. When the rain is coming, it stops rain. Like that, ozone layer stops the radiation from the sun. What's called solar radiation. Solar radiation may have very harmful energy particles, energy waves called ultraviolet rays, and ozone layer stops those ultraviolet rays reaching the earth. That is the importance of ozone layer. Let us try to know how ozone formation takes place in the atmosphere. Oxygen that is present in the atmosphere has the chemical formula O2, which all of us use for our respiration. When oxygen is exposed at the highest level of the atmosphere, high energy ultraviolet radiation from the sun may split oxygen into atoms. That is, 2 atoms of oxygen will be formed by 1 oxygen molecule. And one oxygen atom again may combine with oxygen molecule forming O3 or ozone. That means in the nature, oxygen splits up into two atoms of oxygen, and one of the oxygen atom combines with the molecular oxygen to form ozone. Ozone is highly poisonous, but it protects living beings as a shield to stop radiations from sun that hits the earth. And ozone is a layer above the troposphere. Ozone layer sometimes get depleted. That means ozone will be completely destroyed at certain parts of the ozone layer. How it happens? Human beings, we use different chemicals, especially as solvents, and also in AC, that is air conditioners, in refrigerators, and in aerosols, and in many scents we use the spray. This spray contains certain chemicals called CFC. CFC is a short form for chlorofluorocarbon compound. That is a compound used mainly in the gadgets, as I said earlier, like in especially air conditioners or refrigerators. These are used, and this CFC is very, very dangerous. CFC will not stay in the atmosphere. It goes up all the way into ozone layer, and CFC contains, as I told you, chlorine, fluorine, and also carbon. Chlorine and fluorine atoms will break up due to ultraviolet rays, and chlorine and fluorine has an affinity towards ozone, and ozone immediately combines with the chlorine, and in that part the ozone is lost. That means even in the minutest possible way, ozone will be completely chemically reacted with CFC, and that is what's called depletion of ozone. Sometimes it's also called ozone hole. Through this ozone hole, radiations may come in and destroy certain living beings on the earth, and therefore we should see that the depletion of ozone does not happen. And how we can stop depletion means we should not use the CFCs in our gadgets. Let's see what is that we have done to stop using CFCs in the gadgets. Here is one more diagram to understand how ozone is depleted. You look at it in the brown thing, that is the earth. I have shown CFCs, HCFCs, and VOCs. They are all CFCs, all chlorofluorocarbon, that is chlorine, carbon, and fluorine combinations, and these gases are volatile. They go up all the way to troposphere. In the troposphere there is the ozone layer, and these CFCs interact with the ozone, and that part of the ozone is lost, and that is called depletion. Depletion means no ozone will be present in that area, and in that condition solar radiation containing high energy molecules may hit the earth, and therefore we must see that the ozone depletion has to be stopped. For that, what is that we have done? We shall see in the next PPT. Around 1980, United Nations Environment Program declared that amount of ozone is dropping, or amount of ozone is depleting in the ozone layer, and they have found out, they explained that decrease of ozone is linked to the chemicals released into atmosphere by human activities, in which CFCs are used. So in 1986 and 87, UNEP, short form for United Nations Environment Program, made agreement with companies to stop using CFCs in the refrigerators and also in the air conditioners and the aerosols, and to stop depletion of ozone. 1986, prohibition of using hazardous substances to protect environment and life on earth has been agreed, and that is an important agreement made by UNEP. You must remember that. In that agreement, they say that CFCs should not be used in certain materials. At the end of the lesson, you may have to answer these questions. What is the importance of ozone layer? What is depletion of ozone? What is CFC? How O3 or ozone is formed in nature? Expand UNEP. What is 1986 UNEP agreement? How ozone hole is formed? Try to review the video. You can answer all these questions. To prepare this short story on ozone, I used images from Creative Commons, information from Google, information from your textbooks. I am grateful to them. My credits are due to them. I also thank YouTube for publishing this, and thank you for watching this little story on ozone.